Developing tonight, Rhode Island's House of Representatives set to vote tonight on the state budget. Lawmakers are discussing the plans as we speak.
The multi-million-dollar plan includes everything from free college tuition to cutting the car tax. And tonight we're hearing from the governor about the proposal. Eyewitness News reporter Jared Pliner is live at the State House with more. Jared?
Well, Mike and Shannon, news out of the House chamber after significant debate. A pared-down version of the governor's original free college tuition plan clearing the House by a vote of 62 to 11. Now, one Republican calling this budget, which, by the way, does not raise any broad-based taxes, an easy one for Democrats to support, and he expects it to pass. Quick, differing views of the $9.2 billion proposed state budget under debate in the House tonight.
It's a good, balanced budget.
Phantom.
Is the governor likely to sign it?
There's a lot to like in there, and at this point, yes.
Already passing the House tonight, free tuition at CCRI. Lawmakers had stripped 2 years at RIC and URI out of the governor's original budget. Is she okay with that?
I am, for now. Over time, in the years to come, I would like to see it expanded.
The college plan in the budget is a joke. It's going to end up hurting RIC and URI because students are going to go to CCRI for free and not pay the tuitions at RIC and URI.
In this budget, funding year one of the 5-year plan to axe the car tax. Also a 50-cent minimum wage hike to $10.10 in January, then $10.50 in 2019. Newberry says he's a no on the budget.
Not because there's anything truly horrible in it, but because there really isn't enough good stuff in it to justify a vote.
Also in it, $25 million in unspecified cuts the governor must make.
It's going to be very difficult. My priority will be make sure nobody gets hurt. We don't have to cut services for people who are vulnerable.
Phantom $25 million in savings that the governor's going to come up with. Why didn't she come up with that already?
Lawmakers vowing this year not to stay until the wee hours of Friday.
The only way we stay till 10 is if I believe we can finish by 10. Otherwise, we'll be breaking at 9 o'clock tonight.
Brian Newberry even questioning whether this is a balanced budget in the truest sense as required by the state constitution, giving that $25 million that have technically not yet been made. Coming up next hour, new reaction out of the State House. For now, live with the Providence Mobile Newsroom, Jared Pliner, Eyewitness News.
We're tracking developing news at the State House where it's budget night for House lawmakers.
And they've been going through and voting on parts of the budget now for the last few hours. And one portion we've had our eye on for a few weeks just passed a few minutes ago. Eyewitness News reporter Jared Pliner joins us now live from the State House with what else went through today. Jared?
Well, Mike and Shannon, the House passing unanimously by a vote of 75 to 0, funding the first year of the 5-year car tax phase-out. Democrats and Republicans in agreement on that. The House of Representatives also working at a pretty fast clip this evening. Tonight, the House passing free in-state tuition at CCRI by a vote of 62 to 11. The governor had wanted 2 free years at all state schools. This $9.2 billion budget crafted amid weak revenues and an over $100 million budget shortfall.
In light of the conditions that we were facing going into this budget process, I'm very proud of the product.
Also quickly passing this hour, restored Medicaid funding the governor's proposal had cut.
We've increased some of the reimbursements for hospitals and nursing homes. We've increased some of the wages for people who work in those industries. So those are good things. I mean, I wish we had more money and we could do more, but we didn't cut anybody, and that's a good thing.
Republican Brian Newberry saying this isn't going to be an evening of fighting.
I think for Democrats, it's a very easy budget to vote for. I'm not planning to vote for it, not because there's anything truly horrible in it, but because there really isn't enough good stuff in it to justify a vote. You can't sit there and say this is a streamlined or a lean budget. That's a joke to say that. There's money all over the state that we spend that we can cut. It's a matter of having the willpower to do it and not being afraid to upset certain people in doing it.
And so being debated right now in the House, in fact, raising the minimum wage from $9.60 by 50 cents to $10.10 come January 1 to $10.50 come 2019. The House starting earlier than normal this evening. Leadership confident they can get this done on the early side tonight. By the pacing, it looks like that is a reality or certainly attainable. Lawmakers, important to mention, still have to vote on the entire budget, pass it, enact it at the end of this process tonight after those individual budget articles. Live outside the State House with the Providence Mobile Newsroom, Jared Pliner, Eyewitness News.